Buddy, come on in the room. Let's get this conversation going. Today, you guys, I want to talk about what do men want? What do men want? Is it just sex? Is it just to have somebody around? But what do men really want with women in today's times? All right. I know you guys can remember having seeing your parents or maybe your grandparents, right? Back in the day, your grandparents got together because they lived near each other, because they went to the same school and went to the same little schoolhouse and walked a mile in the snow. And they did all of that. And then after school, it was like, hey, John, there's Mary. Why don't you marry her? And they got married and that was it, right? But in today's times, we have so many options. We have so many things that we could do, people we could be with. There is no end. As a matter of fact, I think there's even going to be a push to have to make polyamory legal and to make it so that people can actually marry more than one person. It's going to get there, right? And so I think part of this is the confusion, right? Now, in a lot of ways, the men today are saying, look, I don't need all the things that I thought I needed, right? The thing that your grandfather thought, right? Your grandfather thought he was going to need a wife, need this and need that. In today's times, you don't need as much, right? And so the question is, what do men need? If you don't need all the things like, what we traditionally would think of that we get from being in relationships, what do you need? Right? So I want to talk about that today. So I want you guys to check out this story that I found on Reddit. And a woman was asking this question. And I want to hear from y'all. Drop your comment down below on this. All right. Lady asked the question. She said, what do men want a woman to offer them in a relationship? All right. She says, I've always heard that men say that modern day women can't offer anything valuable other than sex, and that love, support, respect, partnership, reliability, loyalty, etc. is not a valid answer because a man can give the same thing back, and a man has more to offer in a relationship. This is what the men told her. So she says, so this really led me to thinking, what do men want in a woman? What do men want a woman to offer them in a relationship? Or is there really nothing valuable other than sex? All right. So that's a great question. I'm going to read the answer. So one of the answers that somebody read down there. But notice this, you guys. I want you to take notice that this answer that she gave, the things that she said that men might want, love, support, respect, partnership, reliability, loyalty, those are things that men generally want, right? But these things are things that that more mature men can really recognize in the right person, right? If she's the right person, having a loving partner is everything. If she's the right person, support, having somebody that you can call on, somebody that you can bounce ideas off of, invaluable. If she's respectful, right? It makes everything better, right? Partnership. How about partnership? All right. Every strong man, every intelligent man, every man of substance wants to have a partner who he can rely on, who he can connect with, right? Let's talk about loyalty. right? Every man of substance wants a woman that is loyal. So those are factors that men actually want and desire to have, right? Those are great things, right? So the question is, what else do men want? Let me read what this first guy said. Check this out. He says, when I was with my ex, she expected me to provide for her, which I understand, and that's fine. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it, he says. But the one thing that annoyed me is she always wanted to eat out. You guys listen to this, because there's a lot of guys dealing with this today. She always wanted to eat out. And I had to cook. So she wants to eat out all the time because she can't cook. So when some of these women who can't cook and they're like, oh, I'm looking for a good man who can cook, right? That means she wants you to cook all the time. If she can't cook and she want to eat out and she want to have Chick-fil-A and she want to have McDonald's, she want to have all these things every day. And if she can't cook, guess who's going to do the cooking? You. And guess what? You're going to be doing the cooking all the time. All right. Let's get back to it. She says, so now am I so here's what he came to, you guys. So not only am I paying for the food, I also have to prepare it. Got to pay for the food. And I'm sure if they're ordering out, she's going to want him to pay for the order for the takeout. Right? So he's going to pay for the takeout. If he doesn't want to pay for the takeout, then he's got to cook. He got to get the food. Now he's going to have to buy the food and cook the food. And that's how it's going to be all the time. All right. He says, let's see. The one thing that annoyed him. Yes. Okay. So the one thing that annoyed me is that she always wanted to eat out. First of all, that's expensive. Second of all, food you cook at home is generally better anyways. It's more nutritious, more suitable for dietary needs. He says, and she didn't like cooking. That is a red flag. That's a red flag. She don't like to cook, but she likes to eat, and she likes to eat out, and you're going to have to pay for it. Okay. She didn't like to cook, so we didn't eat out. So if we didn't eat out, I had to cook. So now I'm not only paying for it, for the food, I also have to prepare it. He says, it is easy to understand the value provided in a relationship. It can be monetary. It can involve housework, but whatever it is, it should be equitable. Check it out. I like how you said that. What I want from a woman in a relationship is for her to understand and appreciate my value. I could actually stop right there. For any woman who wants to know, what do men really, really want? This is the line right here. He says, what I want from a woman is a relationship is for her to understand and appreciate my value and make an effort to provide value to me in return. I'm telling you, this stuff is easy. The question was, this was the initial question. What do men want a woman to offer in a relationship? This is it. Value. The answer is value. All right. He says, make an effort to ensure there is an equitable distribution of giving and consideration going on in the relationship. But the biggest thing really is emotional support, he says. He says, I want my woman to be my hype man. Now, this is this guy, right? This isn't necessarily something that you have to continue, but this is how this guy thinks. He says, I want a woman to be my hype man, my confidant, my biggest supporter, but also to keep me honest and humble, and I aim to do the same things for her. So it's the value, right? So when I'm talking to a woman who is asking me, Coach, she's like, Coach, tell me, what do these men want today? One of the number one things I tell them is a man wants a woman who can add value to his life. Now, of course, that's going to look different for every single person, right? If you're in business and you're trying to, let's say you're in the coffee mug business, right? You're in the coffee mug business. You have a passion for coffee mugs. You believe that everybody's drinking coffee every morning and they don't drink it out of their hand. They're going to drink it out of a mug. And you want to be the supplier of you want to be the biggest coffee mug company in the country, right? So that woman, all she really has to do is tap into the thing that you're passionate about, right? You're passionate about coffee mugs. So she might say, oh, look, I saw some colors that go together. That I saw this cup. It was pink, and it was pink on the inside and white on the outside. I think that would be a great seller for your business. Okay, listen. What if maybe she didn't even know what she was talking about, right? That's not even the point. The point is she's looking to add value to the man's life. You want to know what men really want in today's times? It's a woman who can add value to his life. Now, here's the thing that I tell the women when they ask me this question. I say, look, they'll come back and say, well, I don't know how to add value to his life. I don't know how to add value to his life. What do I do? I said, listen, for one thing, just listen. Listen to him. Listen to him talk. If you listen to a man long enough, you'll hear what he values, right? And if that value is something that you can also get value and you can get something from, bam, add to it, right? Now, am I telling you to go and take over his business? No, I'm not telling you to go and set up a coffee shop that has coffee mugs and, where he can display his coffee mugs and go and start brewing coffee and all. That's not it, right? But can you see around what he's already doing and see how you can add value to what he's already doing, right? That's what men desire. And look, and it's the thing that he didn't see. You have to listen. If there's a woman who's watching me right now, if you can look into what he's doing and see it a few steps ahead, right? See the trajectory he's on and say, you know what? I'm going to see what I can do to help him out. I'm going to see what possibilities are there, right? Maybe at the coffee place, maybe there's an engraver where he can get it done cheaper. Maybe there's a place he can order the cups from that's less expensive. Maybe there's a coffee shop across town who will be glad to have his coffee mugs in their shop, right? That's adding value. And so if you want to know how you add value, and guys, if you're watching this, guys, listen, you have to be able to articulate to a woman how she can add value to your life. If you get a woman who's really, who's a real, like you see, like, oh, okay, she could be something, right? You got to have something for her to work on. Now, some of y'all want women to work on something that you're not working on, right? That's not the way it works. You have to bring the substance to it and then let her multiply. One of the strengths that women have is their ability to multiply. You give them a seed, they give you a child. Okay? That you give them a house, they make it a home. Right? But if you have nothing to give, you don't give her anything to multiply. So if you wanted to know, I'm telling you right now, if you wanted to know how to add value, this lady want to know, what do men want today? Come, see what he's already passionate about and see how you can tweak. What can you do? What can bring him more joy in the thing he's passionate about? Now, we used to say if he's just sitting on the couch playing video games, buying him a the next Call of Duty, may not be so good. But nowadays, people making money playing video games, right? So, if you want to add value to the gamer, maybe you might encourage him to go online and play. If he's going to play, maybe you might find different ways that he might advance himself in the playing. I don't know. Maybe you might tell the kids to leave daddy alone leave him alone for a couple of hours, right? Maybe you might find a tournament where other gamers are, or some place where he can enjoy himself in that way. You'd be surprised how much a man will receive a woman who is looking to add value to his life. So I'm going to challenge you. If there's some ladies watching me, I'm going to challenge you. The man who's in your life, the man you're even interested in a relationship with, any of those things, I'm going to challenge you to find some way to add value to his life. Fellas, if there's a woman that's in your life, I'm going to challenge you to share with her how she can add value to your life. Most women are in your life because she wants to add value to your life. Okay? But unless you tell her, she won't know. All right. All right. That's it for today, you guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.